Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey guys, I'm back. I don't know where Doc is, but I know he's not here, so I've got a great show for you today. I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. Not much news since the last time I hosted the show. Got our new house, and we're trying to figure that out and stuff. But so, Doc, if you're out there, have mercy on me. Okay, so we got a live call-in show. You can watch us live right now on Chautauqua Sunrise on Facebook Live around the world. You can email us or call into the show. And the number there it is. Our number is 716-753-5225. And we've had that number for a long time. We're going to be on WRFA radio in Jamestown at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, the sound version, so you can sit in your car and listen to my voice. No, don't do that. You'll crash. So, let's call in, email us. If you don't want to talk, give Jeff a message, and he will get it to me, and we'll answer your question if we can. And today we're with a skeleton crew. There's only two of us here, plus our two guests, so have mercy. So I'm going to read a few announcements here, and then we'll get right into the show, because spring is here, and I know these ladies, I'm pretty sure, enjoy spring. So don't we all? On behalf of Infinity Visual and Performing Arts, we're pleased to announce the return of Infinity Ultimate Adventure Challenge. Since 2020, navigating the COVID world has forced us to reimagine and reinvent fundraising for Infinity. Thus, Infinity's Ultimate Adventure Challenge, IUAC, was families. IUAC has helped bring needed funds to support students students program at Infinity. Due to the growing popularity, we have made it permanent addition. As one of our main annual fundraiser events, IUAC raises support for Infinity and encourages our community to explore the intersection of art and nature. In past years, participants traveled throughout Chautauqua County in search of outdoor art installations, unique public spaces, and adventures on local hiking trails. This year we have expanded our challenge to include new locations within a 30-mile radius of Infinity. That's a long bike ride. This will allow us to share even more places and challenge for those who live outside our area but still want to participate. This challenge is now called Choose Your Own Adventure, and all registrants choose to participate in either the local challenge or Choose Your Own Adventure challenge. For more information, call Infinity at 716-664-0991. That's 716-664-0991. Everybody is learning about the Dwyer Group. They're going to have an eclipse watch. April 8th, eclipse watch party starting at 2 p.m. Location has been confirmed. We will be meeting at the Christ First Church. Our Monday coffee hour spot, 663 Lakeview Avenue, Jamestown. We want to keep our group to Dwyer participants, so you'll be asked at the entrance if you attend Dwyer events. You can certainly bring others with you, but we would like to make this more of a private party. Snacks will be served. Feel free to bring some cookies or treats to share. We will have Darrell Hall set up for this. Also bring your lawn chair. 100 pair of Eclipse glasses have been received. First come, first get them. If you have some, bring them. I may not have enough for everybody. Quilt of Valor ceremony, April 15th at 10:45. Dwyer is co-hosting this wonderful ceremony with Vets Finding Vets to honor 12 local veterans with handmade quilts. Sounds pretty nice. Our morning coffee hour will be shortened to 10:45 so that we can all enjoy being part of this program. Please bring your spouse or friend. Cakes and snacks will be served. I'm going to talk about this one in a bit, but so I'm going to skip that one. And I hear I'm going to wait just a second because I can hear a phone ringing. But the next one I'm going to talk about, my guests are going to be is CC Masters Gardeners announced Spring Lunch and Learn series. So as soon as we probably talk to a guest, we're going to be talking about this. I'm going to start this one right now. Audubon Community Nature Center, 1600 Riverside Road, Jamestown. Audubon Community Nature Center is lighting up early spring weekend nights. It's not supposed to be snow in the spring, is there? I really don't think so. Including the total solar eclipse weekend with a breathtaking half-mile trail of lights through the woods and around the ponds. You walk along a luminary-lit trail, passes ponds reflecting the illuminated trees and stars above. The trails look stunning, beautiful, and when up in the dark, and spring peepers can provide the perfect soundtrack for your nighttime nature walk. You can purchase small LED lights at the entrance for additional fun. And to help local children in the dark, I'm going to stop right here and we have a phone call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, narrator. How are you?
Hey, where are you at?
I'm right here. Where are you at?
I'm sitting in your seat, but man, we got all this papers and stuff here. A mess.
It's a glorious chaos.
Hey, we got some snow for you.
I've been watching.
Those are-
So thanks for covering for me today. We're in Texas, about an hour just south of the Oklahoma border in the middle of Texas. It's kind of cool here. It hasn't really gotten hot yet, but it beats the snow. So how you all doing?
We're doing good. How about you ladies?
Fine.
They're doing good. We all
Okay.
made it out in the slip sliding weather, but so you're not in the 120 degrees weather of Texas yet?
No. It's only like 65, 70.
Whoa.
Just real mild.
Awesome. That sounds
Well, I'm watching you live on my stream. I mean,
you see me?
I'm watching. Yeah,
I know there's a delay, but
you look very floral behind you. Hello.
I
see
got
the
them
floral.
growing out of my head here. Look like
Is
an
that a
angel.
daffodil? Wait a minute.
Oh,
What's
gotta
that
go this
behind
way.
you?
What's
There
that?
you go. All right.
I'm an
So
angel.
you're in the master gardener mode, I see.
Yeah, I can't
Well-
wait to hear about this. This sounds
Well,
fun.
me too. So I won't keep you guys. I'm just going to watch you, and thank you ladies for coming to the show today, and I hope you have fun at Randy, okay?
Thank
All
you
the-
for having us.
I'm hoping they'll have fun too. I hate when a guest
Okay.
goes out the back
All
door.
right. Oh,
I
there
got-
they are. They really are in the studio. Okay. All right. Well, have fun and be careful, and I'll see you next week, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Take
you.
care.
Bye. Bye.
You can purchase small LED lights at the entrance for additional fun and to help locate children in the dark, as well as glasses that refract the light to make the trail even more amazing. Bringing cash makes purchasing easier. The self-guided walk starts near the parking lot and travels just under a half a mile. The path goes over flat terrain that includes a gravel road and grassy and paved trail. Since some sections are darker than others, a flashlight really could be helpful. I made that up. No, the flashlight will be helpful. Trailside forests and ponds glow with lasers, spotlights, rain lights, and more, creating a delightfully lit trail around the Nature Center. Audubon Community Nature Center is at 1600 Riverside Road, 1/4 mile east of Route 62 between Jamestown and Warren, PA. You can visit the nearly 600-acre preserve, check in on the live birds of prey, and hike more than 5 miles on trails dawn until dusk daily for free. Well, today, let's see, today, yeah, it is today. There's an Easter carnival at the Safety Village, Chautauqua Safety Village. Join us for a fun day of Easter fun. Join us for a fun day of Easter fun. Your admission includes a bounce house, weather permitting, Marty the Bubblegum Guy, carnival games, carnival-style fun houses, crafts, the train rides, a car track, Easter candy from the village buildings, and a visit with the Easter Bunny where you can have your own picture taken with him. The admission is $5 per person. Children, too, are under free. Tickets are available online. And you probably want to get them now at the front gate. This event will take place in person or will be mostly outdoors. Please dress appropriately. Kettle corn food and drinks will be available for purchase. Admission includes games, activities, and fun houses. And Marty the Bubblegum Guy will perform at noon. Bubblegum Guy. Boom. Learn more at www.chautauquasafetyvillage.com/Easter. Marty the Bubblegum Guy. Okay, so that's it for announcements. I think, Jeff, we're going to start with the PSA, and then we're going to get right into the show. So, PSA.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Dogs are smart. They can find stuff. So today I've got two great guests here. One of my announcements is what we're going to be talking about, so I haven't read it yet. But I'd like to welcome to the show. But before I do it, ladies, everybody knows April 8th is going to be solar eclipse. So I brought you each a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, thank you.
I got these from the Chautauqua County, well, actually the Jamestown Chamber of Commerce. I know somebody that works there. And I was told, do not drive with them on.
Yeah, you can't see
You
anything.
can't see anything with these. They're hopefully they're going to, yeah, we can't even see the lights of the ceiling.
No.
Hopefully they're going to protect our eyes.
Thank you.
And don't go blind when they have the eclipse. When I was a little kid in school, we made a little box
Yep.
with a pinhole in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking online how we did it. I don't remember ever looking at the eclipse in it, but I remember making them. So,
Yeah.
but it's supposed to be something awesome. They expect traffic jams, and I can't understand it, but I guess we're in one of the main viewing areas.
Yeah.
So everybody from around the world is going to come to Jamestown, Mayville, Chautauqua County to see the sun. And the biggest problem is, what happens if the moon gets in the way? Will that mess up the eclipse? Yeah, if that moon gets in the way, we got problems. So, okay, enough of my craziness. I have two ladies here just think I'm nuts. They're right. I'd like to welcome to the show our guests, Pat Martonis and Peg Hite. And these two ladies are from Cornell Extension, located in Jamestown. And they got a subject that I know nothing about. I mean, I've done some of this stuff, but I don't know how to do it anymore. My dad's long gone. They're master gardeners. So I'd like to introduce them. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Pat, could you just give a little about yourself and how you got involved?
Okay. I became a master gardener in 2013. In fact, my instructor is one of the people we're having at the symposium, one of the speakers. It was Betsy Bergeson. I've loved the organization since. I have then become the chairperson for the education committee, and that's why I'm here to talk about the symposium that's upcoming and a little bit about the master gardeners.
Awesome. So, good morning.
I'm Peg Hite. Speaking of Betsy Bergeson, she's my daughter. And she's the one who told me I should become a master gardener. So in 2009, when she was the master gardener coordinator, I joined. I took the classes and I became a master gardener. I've been ever since.
So what is a master gardener?
Well, first of all,
We know a lot about a little stuff, a little bit about a lot of stuff.
it's a Cornell training program. And
Okay.
in my case, I think it was 8 weeks we took, twice a week. And we currently have a class. It's changed. In the olden days, we went in person for the class. Now it is hybrid. It's Zoom and in person. It's set up with different modules, everything from vegetable gardening to community gardening to botany. That was the hardest one for me. When you're done, you have a 50-hour apprenticeship that you take. There's a variety of different opportunities we can take to volunteer. And once you complete that, you become a master gardener, and then you have a requirement of 35 hours a year.
So you're not just a person who goes out and digs up the ground, throws some seeds in there, and hopes something
Hopefully
grows?
not, no.
That's me.
We are volunteers.
My weeds-
We
my
don't
weeds-
accept any.
My weeds would always grow really good. And I know there's something in there, but so how about yourself?
I'm in charge of the help desk, and we meet we're helping all year long.
Yeah.
But now in April 3rd, we start. Every Wednesday at JCC in the Carnahan building, we have Master Gardener volunteers there. We answer the phone, we take emails, we take in-person people, and we answer gardening questions. And we do free pH soil testing also, which helps a lot of people. So all you need is a very small amount of soil, but it has to be dry. It can't be
What?
cold or wet or soggy.
How do you check soil? Do you have
We have little drops we put in a.
okay.
We see what color it changes.
I mean, I can remember Petticoat Junction. No, Green Acres. And I can't think of his name now. That would be the soil inspector. But yeah. So it's been going on for a long time. It's not just. So what's the difference if you have good soil, bad soil?
Well, sometimes you need to build up your soil. If you have hard rock clay soil, you need to add some compost and other things to build your soil so it's easy to work.
Oh, okay. Well, I do know compost because my grandfather was big into composting, and he had anything he could dump out there, and so. But
Gotta be a little careful what you compost. You don't want to put things in your compost pile that are invasive. Like at my house, I have a lot of bishop's weed growing all over the place, so I don't want that in my compost ever. No.
I've never heard. What's bishop weed?
It's
Goutweed.
It's called goutweed, bishop's weed. It just spreads like crazy.
Oh, okay.
Just takes over everything. So there are a lot of invasive plants that seem to like my property.
Like Chautauqua County, period.
So you're mostly with gardening, or do you do other stuff?
We have a lot of questions about gardening. We have a lot of questions about bugs.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people think the murder hornet is invading their house, and the murder hornets don't live around here. They're out in Washington State, whatever's left of them.
Wow.
But there are some very large bees around
Oh my
here.
gosh, my cousin had them like that. I went on his porch and it was like, get the baseball bat.
Yeah, especially at night, they like to come in. And so we help identify those bees and make sure that people are aware of what they have and what they don't have.
There's about 45 of us, and each of us have kind of what I call my little areas of interest. So we have the help desk takes the whole gambit, but we have one couple that work at do the children at Chautauqua Institute. They teach that. We have quite a few of us go out to the libraries and do talks. We have a big demo garden. I should say it's going to be big. Right now it's smaller. It's at JCC, which they have evening in the garden on Wednesday nights, where people, the third Wednesday of the month, where people can come in and listen to talks. My big interest is pollinators, native pollinators, and how you grow to encourage that. We have one person that just loves soil. I mean, you want to know anything about a microbe in a soil, this person can tell you, so that's the beauty of the organization.
We have a man who just loves composting.
Yeah. Everything you want to know about composting, they want to.
What's a pollinator? Is that like a bee or?
All kinds of things.
Okay.
Yes, native bees, and people think of butterflies, but they're kind of on the low range of it.
I've been on like the trail down at the Riverwalk in Jamestown, and bees are they got pollen all over them.
Right.
And,
well, the one that most people know is a bumblebee. I mean,
Yep.
that would be the most recognizable one. But yes, most of them are in the ground. They only
bees?
come out for a little time, and then
And
they.
when I mow lawn.
Yeah. Well, then we won't talk about that.
That was terrible. I got one of them nests one time.
Well, that's a hornet. Now we're talking. That's apples and oranges, basically.
Oh, bumblebees are fun. I go where they have sunflowers. There was one in Gary. I'd put the camera right up almost on top of the bee, and he wouldn't bother me at all. People are freaking out. Oh, there's bees.
No.
And they're too into it.
They're
They can
busy.
You
get
wouldn't.
the camera right up almost on them.
You wouldn't have any plants at all, not even squash or whatever, if there weren't. In fact, there's even a little bee called a squash bee,
A squash bee?
and all it does is pollinate the squash.
That I've never heard of.
Yeah, for me, it's a fascinating subject, but it's one that we have to. If somebody calls the help desk and says, we have to say, no, this really isn't a nest that you have to run away from, that this is something that is good. Or the other object is, what do you do with it?
Yeah. Well, the bees are okay. It's those snakes.
Well, they have a purpose too.
Yeah,
we have a master gardener that's very active with the Chautauqua watershed, and they're developing wildlife gardens, and she spearheads that.
Well, I was telling you when I was, I don't know, in grade school, my foot started hurting really bad. We started on a vacation to the Adirondacks, made it to Niagara Falls, spent the night and come back, and I went to the hospital. They told me I'd been bit by a snake. And I was picking strawberries with sandals on.
Oh.
I never knew it, and all of a sudden I woke up and oh, I can't walk, and it was terrible. But snakes are okay, but they're just that first second. I know where there's a lot of snakes down. It's down in Celeron. They put in that boardwalk with the rocks. And the mayor told me they saw a lot of snakes. Well, I'm down there doing my picture taking one day, and it looks like a big pile of rope. And I got my camera there, and it's like heads popping out of everywhere. They were all wrapped up in the thing, and they're water snakes. So I'd go down there, I'd walk along and see them, I'd take pictures. I'm up on the boardwalk, with a zoom lens, so I don't care. I saw a kid swimming down there, and I go, you were just where the snakes were. Later on, he sends me a picture holding 2 snakes.
Oh, boy.
Water snakes. He was from Puerto Rico, and he wasn't afraid of them. But me, if they got too close to me, I'd be running away. I had one wrapped around my neck in Florida one time at a place, but I'm getting off subject here. So
Yeah, well, thinking about snakes, but not snakes, are the jumping worms that are starting to really damage the area. And if you see any of these worms, you want to get rid of them. You don't want them in your soil.
do they actually jump? Or
They do. They
Yes.
they spring and jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I don't think
Yeah,
I've
and
seen
they-
any of them yet.
Good.
They're around. They're in Chautauqua County.
Really?
So, yeah.
They've been there a long time? Or?
No, just recently. They came with potted plants. So if you're buying a plant, you be careful what's in that soil.
Well, see, that's another thing. You could call and we could give you the exact ways of checking for it and ways we deal with them.
Are they big, small, like
They just look like a night crawler.
Really? And they jump?
Yeah.
Okay, I got nightmares.
Well, that's
tonight.
another thing. We're having a plant sale, and that is on May 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. down at the Carnahan Center and JCC. And we have strict guidelines as to what we do with our plants so that we're not encouraging the spread of jumping worms or being part of that.
I know wood's been a problem transporting that. But
Yeah, that's with emerald ash borer and a
Yeah.
few other things. Oh, my
so
goodness.
you guys are the ones that sold me my little trees one time, my little seedlings.
No, that's soil and water, and that's coming up in April.
I bought 25 of these trees up at the airport.
Yeah.
That's soil and water.
I don't live there anymore, but these trees are up in the telephone poles. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't live there. I'd probably have to get them all cut down. A lot of them grew out of the 25, but when they were like that big, now they're, 30 feet? And it's like, never
that's-
expected that.
That's
when
the
I
big
bought 'em.
gardening thing for lesson is right plant, right place.
Yes.
That's like lesson 1.
So, I'm just going to sit back and let you talk about, I know you got some books there. And
Well, I'm going to just bring up the symposium, which is going to be on May 4th.
that must be,
No, they gave you the lunch and learns, but
okay.
the symposium is going to be from 9 to 3 o'clock at JCC, Carnahan Center. The helpline's going to be there, that's part of it, but we're going to have 2 main speakers. One is Betsy Bergenson, and she's going to be talking about unicorn plants for our changing gardens. Betsy, not only was she master gardener, but she was also an educator, and now she is the supervisor for the Chautauqua Institute Landscape
Wow.
Gardens
and Landscape. She's a really knowledgeable person.
Yeah, I
She's a
guess.
fun person to listen to talk to, by the way, even if her mom is here. And she's going to give her top 10 plants. And having dealt with our county for so long, and that would be standouts that are hardy and not invasive, because we're really talking a lot about what you don't want to bring as an organization into the county. The other one is Andrew Johnson. And he is with, I don't know if you've ever been to heard of Echo Strategies, but he is I'm going to read this out loud because I'm a certified professional in erosion and sediment control and a professional engineer. He is going to be talking about ecological rain gardens. In my other part of what I do, I've read a lot of his landscapes and been part of seeing his plans. He's wonderful as far as acknowledging the county and what's needed. He did a lot of work around the lake. They call him because if he says this is the way the drainage should go, or this is the way, these are the plants to put on the site that will not cause any kind of problems, he's the one to control. And he's worked in all kinds of places. I was surprised when I read his. He's been in California, he's been in West Virginia and all these big projects, but now he's working and owns ecological strategies in Faulkner.
So when you're talking about plants along the lakes, it saves from having all the sediment.
Well,
the lake, you put up like a wall of them?
Well, there's certain plants that you can put that will help filter the water into the lake to keep the, I don't know about you, but I'm old enough that I can remember when there was no sewer district and everything went into the lake.
Yeah.
Then we went into the fact where some of the runoff from the phosphorus, especially Goose Creek, I think Betsy was involved in that, caused so much problems in the lake. And we've done such strides as far as accounting changing that with the sewer district and that. I'm not going to get into what's happening with the wetlands, but there's a more of a movement to protect and enhance our lake area. And this goes for me. I'm up by the airport. I don't really want to see the land around us become one big invasive area. I mean, we've got some beautiful forests. I don't want to see garlic mustard go into them. And he does a lot with that. Then in the afternoon, we're going to have the Biodome come in. We're going to have shorter presentations. They're going to be 45 minutes. And he's going to be, the Biodome is, it's a small business founded in 2012.
It's right down in
Pine Street.
Yeah. He was on the Great Power Show years ago.
Yeah. And he has artisans, artists that have little displays. It's a small building. It's quite well done. He's going to be talking on growing mushrooms, and the legal ones, I should say. And also on hydroponics, growing by lights, plants by lights. That's a big issue, big wish now for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. We're going to have 2 master gardeners talk, one on vegetable gardening. In fact, you might have met her before because she's doing the Mayville tree series up at the Mayville Library in the next 4 weeks, where she's been spearheading that for...
What's her name?
Laura Marcella.
I know Debbie. I don't know if she's...
And the other one is Kobe Miller, who he had extensive, how do I say it, organic garden at one point. He's going to be talking about strategies for vegetable gardening. So I think we're covering a little bit of everything. The help desk will be running. We're also going to have different master gardeners bring displays that people can go about and see. We've got a composting. Somebody's going to bring their worm composter. We're trying to think what else,
So what do people do with all these herbs? I know somebody that grows a lot of them.
We have somebody that knows that. That's going to be doing the display. She has a ton of. She's going to be donating a herbal tea set.
Nice. So I dealt with herbs at work where we'd get them in from a company in Buffalo and send them out, but they came back the next day just all flattened out dead. They just didn't last. I think they put them too close to where it was cold on the truck, but they had. And I'm trying to figure out what's what. They're in plastic bags, they're specialty ordered. But these people that have big gardens, I mean, what do they use them off for?
Cooking.
There's all kinds of essence things now, oils and infused oils.
I went to the house and it was like you could smell them as soon as you got out of the car. And it was like, wow, it smells good.
Lavender is one of the oldest ones I think that most people would.
There was some of that growing at the house we just lived at. The neighbor kid downstairs was like, wow, he likes it. I don't know what to do with it. 'Cause the weirdest one I ever saw looked like a piece of a pine tree. I've seen them come in, but I don't know.
Oh, rosemary.
Rosemary? Well, I was at a party one time down in one of the ski resorts in Ellicottville, and my wife's plate had a piece of that on there, and I was like, did you bring the food up and bump into a tree or something? So that's rosemary.
My daughter lived in Oregon, and they had rosemary bushes. They were huge. I never saw anything grow so well out there.
I thought they carried the food up the hill or something, and it was like something came off a tree and was laying on her plate.
Well, we're seeing a lot more people cooking ethnic foods and dishes, and they use different herbs and spices, and I think that has caused more and more people to grow different kinds.
Makes the food taste sort of good too.
Well, and there's a strong component, I don't know a whole lot about it, for medicinal herbs, and we do have some people that really know that. I don't know a whole lot where the
I'll let you go on. Do you want to talk more about your...
You want me to talk about the help desk some more?
Let's talk about the help desk now.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this or not. There's our brochure about the help desk. We're there every Wednesday from April through the end of September in person, so you can come and chat and bring us your bugs or bring us your plant that you don't know what it is, or whatever you want to do, talk to us about. Bring us your soil and we'll test your soil.
Wow.
We also have a Facebook page, the Chautauqua County Master Gardeners, if you want to see what we're doing on Facebook. We have a website, the Cornell Cooperative Extension of Chautauqua County. If you go to
that thing is packed.
if you go to that, and at the very end of it says gardening, click on that part and you'll see. So there's a lot of information on that page. We have a lot of brochures that we have made up, the reliable native shrubs and reliable native perennials. So we have information on deer-resistant plants, which are
That's good. Like,
I'd like to recommend this book. It's called Botany in a Day.
so what is botany?
Botany is just the study of plants.
It's the science of them.
So this can help you identify what your plant is. If you've got something and you don't know what it is, and you can use this book.
That would have helped me when I used to walk the trail, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at all these different things. And
This is another great Western New York Guide to Native Plants. We're all about native plants nowadays, so this is put up by the Buffalo Niagara River Keepers.
Which you can get online.
You can get this online. You can print it off online if you want.
Really?
Or a PDF.
Yeah, so it's really great if you want to. This is something we use to help us. What's wrong with my plant?
Look at that one in the window. It needs water.
I don't know.
We get this question quite often. So it's usually overwatering, underwatering, too much sun, too little sun, too much fertilizer, too little fertilizer.
Everybody thinks a little.
Wrong plant, wrong place. It's usually something we can. This is another book we have, the Rodal's Garden Problem Solver. And we can also go to Cornell and go to their website, and a lot of times we can find answers there. So if you come in to visit us and we don't know the answer, we can look it up.
Nice.
We can find the answer, but it might take a little time.
I
But
guess one thing, say I was to start a garden. I grow corn and pumpkins and strawberries. Now, each year, do you have to, well, not so much the strawberries, but the corn and the pumpkins, you got to move stuff around.
Rotate 'em.
they tell
Or
you
does
that's
it do something to the,
some people say you don't have to do that, but most people say it's good to rotate your crops.
does it just drain the nutrients out or something?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Certain plants provide nutrients, and this can be both ornamentals, plants, and it can also be food. Like peas are nitrogen fixers, so when you put a plant peas in, that'll put nitrogen back in. So say you have a heavy feeder, tomatoes, right? The next year you might put the tomatoes in that area because you know it's going to suck it up. A nitrogen fixer would be, for plant-wise, would be Baptisia, which is a plant, and it grows up, and it's native here, and anything that grows by it gets extra
It's
boost.
good for erosion too, because it has deep roots.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Baptisia.
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 I've never heard of
It
that
sort of
one.
looks like a lupin. It is
Yeah.
blue.
False indigo is
Yeah.
the name we're not supposed to use because it's not scientific, but yeah.
So are we going to have a bad summer with the weather being so goofy all winter?
Last year we had that killing frost on May 18th, and we got so many questions at the help desk about trees and what's, all the leaves were budding out and then they just got frosted.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
most trees came back. And
Well,
Ours sure did.
the whole problem with that too is, unfortunately, is the farmers. So if you have, that's what I'm doing. When you talked about the Lunch and Learn, I'm going to be doing one on May 7th. My talk is going to be on what to expect in a warming world, gardening. And part of the problem is with our patterns. We've got we're a whole new growing zone. When I started out, we were one growing zone. We've just been upped, so we're warmer. And I've also attended a lot of things that tell you what's moving up, what invasives are coming up, what plants are becoming more adapted. When I was young, Pittsburgh, I had friends in Pittsburgh and relatives, and it was a little bit warmer than Jamestown. I would say now we probably have Pittsburgh's weather because of the fact that we've become warmer. We're supposed to have more wet springs, drier summers, and milder winters.
So what's this all doing to the grape farmers?
It's tough.
Because I mean, when I lived out this way, it'd be a blizzard. You go down into Westfield, there'd be no snow. Now they seem to be getting hit up that way from.
what's that new invasive bug for the grape farmers too?
Just not that red one.
Can't even think
Spotted
of
lanternfly.
Spotted lanternfly.
Well,
that's
beech
not
leaf
the-
disease is another one that's hit our area, and I was just attending one, and it's hitting Maine. And Maine never expected to see it, but it's just moved up.
What is a spotted lanternfly? Is
Oh,
it
brother.
like a little moth looking thing, really colorful?
It's pretty.
It's very, it's got
I
red
took a
spots.
picture of something
Yeah.
like that one time. And almost
Oh, dear.
Like almost looked like a hummingbird, but it was a moth.
No, that's a
No, that's-
sphinx. That's a sphinx.
That's
Oh,
a,
okay.
yeah, that's not a spotted
It's like I
lantern.
didn't even notice it. They're small with your telephoto. You bring it up, and
We have lots on spotted lanternfly, and there's a whole, Pennsylvania's had to really deal with it. It's a very destructive. The big thing is tree of heaven. This is why when sometimes you say to somebody, you need to take this tree down, and they'll say, no, I love it. I just really love this tree, and you'll say, no, you've got to get rid of it because it's a host for it. And that's what they come to, but then they eat everything. I mean, I think it's like 85 to 90 things it's doing the grapes farm. But getting back to environment, we're going to have to, I think the farmers have a tough thing because, like Peg said, there's been a change where there was a really late frost and maybe things bloomed earlier because of the fact that it was so warm.
and then it gets cold again.
And you got to look at the poor people who do orchards, the apple farmers and the cherry farmers, and they really have a tough road to figure out.
When they're doing apples and cherries around here, do they spray them when it's really cold? Like, I think in Florida they do the oranges.
Yes, my dad was one. He was a truck farmer for both
Was it?
here and down there. To my knowledge, no.
I don't think they do.
That's
here.
just amazing that they have
Yeah,
to spray them.
I don't think
Yeah.
they spray them, and I don't think they do. He used to do the tires, burn the tires.
No.
I think my
and I-
first trip to Florida, we were camping and it was 25 degrees.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
I remember him talking about spraying the trees.
they do. Yeah, he
Or
did
the
that down in
Oranges
Naples.
and stuff. Me, I just about get run over by a crop duster. My mouth laughed so hard. Coming down a road and comes a crop duster, and you know how they go up. Well, I thought he was going to hit me. I stopped real quick. So I'll get back to you guys again here.
I just want to talk about the evenings in the garden at our demonstration garden. I think the first one is going to be June. It's the third Wednesday in June. It's at 6 o'clock.
I believe it's going to be 6.
6 o'clock. They usually have a speaker, and then you can see the demonstration gardens. And our project in the works now is building a new demonstration garden, because right now we're in the community gardens we share with the
How do you keep deer and stuff out of them?
Fence.
Oh, you got fence? I'm thinking of the resource center. It's
Yeah.
different boxes, and there's always deer down there.
Yeah. We tried planting down there one year, many years ago, and come to find out their garden used to be a parking lot. So everything, it was compacted and even blacktop underneath the soil. So nothing grows very well down
They
there.
have the raised beds, and now I think it was Betsy put in all of these. A native plant that's very easy to grow, I have it wild, is red dogwood.
Yeah, but see, it
But
was,
the deer just, for the deer, it's an addiction. I mean,
Are people feeding them? Is that what's causing them?
that's
to come in?
illegal.
Is that what's causing them to get into
No.
towns?
No,
They're
it's
just moving
just
in.
easy eats.
easy eats. We've taken away part of their environment, and there's nothing. We don't have the checks and balances to keep the population in that we used to either. Hunters are down, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, there's not as many things like coyotes, you know, things like that.
They have coyotes out back at my mom's on Tompkins Road. You could hear them.
Yes, you do.
But when I was a kid, I was out in the woods one time, and there was I thought it was a German Shepherd chasing a deer. I don't know if it was really a coyote.
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't know. I never even knew coyotes were around here. I thought they were like out in the west, but they're big.
There's a lot of them.
Another problem we have coming into the help desk is tomato questions. We have tons and tons of questions about tomatoes and different blights and late blight and early blight and blossom end rot, and tomatoes have a lot of troubles.
That's weird.
No, but that late blight just wipes right out, just wipes out the whole plant, and it just blows in the wind and comes over to the next garden.
I seen some weird stuff when we were in California last year, going up to San Francisco, the way they grow their plants. I think they had like almost buildings over them. Not big buildings, but just each row had something over it.
Yeah.
One place up there, there was just thousands of pumpkins they'd thrown out. They're just in a big pile. I don't know if they grow them and don't sell them at Halloween, and
Oh, could be.
they just toss them. But they got some wild ways to grow stuff up there.
That's one of the things that some of the people can address too, is when do you put up a garden hoop to cover your plants to keep out the insects and stuff like that. That's what I think a lot of them are doing. What you're talking about is ways to keep insects out.
The
And
biggest thing I remember was potatoes. What do they call the bugs on them? Seems like you sprinkled some white stuff on them, but
Oh,
not potatoes.
Lime, maybe.
Lime, maybe. Yeah, it would have been the
But
potato.
potatoes and tomatoes both get this
yeah,
late blight.
Oh, okay.
There are tomato plants that you can start or buy that are blight resistant. So that's what we recommend.
How do they do that?
They're,
genetics.
they're
Genetics?
engineered that way, I guess.
They're safe for you still, even though
A lot of
yeah.
people crossing a lot of things to help out. I guess
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
that's it's interesting. I had a girl on my show last time, and she was from Buffalo area. She was down to Greystone in Bear Lake, and then she was talking about growing all the food, and they had the meal and how good it was. And I had to come back like, you guys probably don't even know food grows out in Buffalo, do you? You probably just think you go to a store and buy it. So I had a neighbor that came from New York City, and we were growing strawberries. They'd never seen anything like it.
I see more people trying to do container gardening for food and stuff like that, because when you get into a place like the city, or unfortunately some of us are getting older, you can't do as much in the ground and containers.
Is that like the resource center has? The
There's
box?
raised
Beds.
bed, raised
Beds?
bed.
Okay.
But containers are just like, a lot of people like to grow potatoes in a bag and just have this, I don't know, it's permeable.
Yeah.
It's a bag and you just put
Really?
yeah. One of our master gardeners had a trick of just putting potato on the ground and covering the leaves, and just keep piling leaves on top, and My gosh, you could reach in there and just grab a potato.
Jeez.
Grew so well. You didn't have to do any digging. Or
Oh my gosh.
then one time we tried putting tires.
Yeah.
We put stacks of tires and kept putting leaves, and we thought, oh, we're going to have this big stack. We're going to have so many potatoes.
No.
That's another thing with the demo garden. And that's with gardening. You're going to learn from your mistakes. Everybody
Yes.
wants perfection, and it's never going to be a perfect thing. So you learn from what you can do, or you learn, in this case, from somebody else's mistake. They'll say, I tried this, and it just didn't work. So then you don't try it yourself, or to change it up or whatever.
No.
The demonstration garden is a place where they grow different plants and try different trials, or have their favorites to show somebody how this is my favorite garlic. This garlic seems to be hot.
I can ask, being a college, they can put, glass top on it. Is your demonstration gardens inside or out?
Out.
They are outside.
Yes, we just got our funds.
Cool. So is it something new this year?
We were down at the community gardens, which are down. When you go to JCC, there's a community garden by the tennis courts. And
okay.
Off
it's
of Curtis Street.
Yeah, there's a lot of community people. They rent out to it. There's another set of gardens in Jamestown, 2 or 3 different areas. The people rent pay, and it's a nominal fee. It's not large, for a bed, and then they can grow whatever they wish. There's one gentleman down there that grows dahlias, and then
I mean, how do they keep people from taking it in Jamestown?
Good question.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
No.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Well, one person said their philosophy is, as long as somebody's taking it to eat, they
Eat it,
don't
yeah.
mind. I guess that's their philosophy. It's very discouraging if it's just done. It would be better to ask.
Oh, yeah.
When we had our demo garden at the Ag Center there up by the airport, we had a much larger demo garden, and we donated a lot of food to St. Susan's.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is a problem, is too.
Yeah, because I think I know where 2 of the gardens are. One's on Lakeview and
Yes.
one's
Yes.
on Washington, in that area, and I can't see anybody leaving anything alone in them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
And the school gardens, a lot of schools are having the kids start gardens, but the trouble with that is when school's out in June, who's going to
Yeah.
look after the garden? So
but at least some of it goes to good use with St.
Yes.
Susan's.
yes,
I think this will be larger. We'll have our own beds and our own area, and we're going to be changed up. JCC has given, it used to be a parking lot, and now they have made it grass, and I think it'll be a different area. And so hopefully we can get back into giving more of our produce.
Yeah.
That's our goal. One of our goals has been discussed.
So it's down by your building.
It's going to be.
There was
Not
a
yet.
road after they were building a new building just past you. Is it the Science Center? Or is that your building, the last one?
no,
built?
we're right next to the science building. Our plant sale is going to be at the science building
Okay.
on May 18th.
And what will you have?
Whatever we got in our gardens. That's a jumping worm situation. You got to wash your plants. You got to dunk them twice to make sure that there's no eggs or whatever. This is to keep it from spreading.
geez.
Then you got to put it in a sterile potting soil. I just can't take any potting soil. And then once you plant it, if you're not going to plant it right away, you've got to put it in an area that has like a hard surface, concrete or wood pallets or whatever, to keep anything from coming up in the ground.
Oh, jeez.
A lot of master gardeners start seeds too now, and we have a lot of seedlings. And
I forgot about that. Yeah. So.
I always wanted to do that. I think you probably tried it as a kid, starts, seeds in the house. But
we have used books for sale, and some shrubs, and
so you're volunteers or
all
yeah.
volunteer.
you're volunteers? Wow, how many volunteers?
Oh, about 40 some at least that are active. We have
Wow.
a few that are what we call honorary ones, but most of us, there's a good 40, some I would say.
How many in the new class? There's a new class of 26, is it?
And but it's 2 counties, so I think
Oh,
we're going to
that's
end up
right.
with 10
Okay.
in our county.
Well, volunteering's fun.
It is, and you
It's
learn
a job,
a lot.
and you don't have to worry about getting fired. So,
You just, one thing we can't do is we can't, when Peg was talking about Cornell, and we can use any cooperative extension land-based information, we can't just make things up. So when somebody, we have to have it signed, it has to be based on science. So if somebody says, I don't know, I found out that this works to keep insects away, if we can't find something to
Prove it.
back it up, we have to say, that's really nice, but, you know.
so who pays for your area down there? Your room, or?
Well, Cornell Cooperative Extension has the office.
Okay.
And our coordinator, her name is Shannon Reno. She's under a grant, so she's being paid by a grant. So when that grant runs out,
So how much room do you have inside down there?
We don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
we have half an office.
I thought maybe you had a classroom.
No, we're out in the, no, we don't.
Oh,
We
man.
can have access, the symposium, we have access to it, we reserve it, but no, it's,
Oh,
we don't have, the helpline is when you first come in the doors and we're in a little niche.
It used to be like a little lounge area,
okay.
taken over.
And once we're done, that's it. We take go out.
Oh,
We have to
okay.
borrow a telephone.
So
But
Cornell's,
when you were talking about identification, I'm going to tell you there is one app that I use. It's called iNaturalist, and it's free. And you can download that, and then you can take a picture of something, and it'll tell you what is found. If you submit it, that thing, the scientists will get involved in it, and they will use it for their own projects too. So you're doing a twofold thing. You're doing a citizen science project, plus you're getting your own information. And it's free and it's nice. I use it all the time. You just snap it and I'll say, yeah, this is such and such.
Wow.
Then if you say, I'm going to submit it, then they will, then in turn, I became part of the Great Lakes project, which is from Michigan, and that, based on that.
We got about 2 minutes, but when I was on the trail down by the outlet, little white flowers. I don't know what they are.
What time of year was it?
That's what
I couldn't tell you. I used to live on that trail. I go back and forth, but okay, there's these little white flowers, and I looked in there and I took a picture, and I took a bee in there, and I had I don't know if it's a praying mantis or.
I just found out that praying mantis kill hummingbirds. I didn't
Really, they
know
might
that.
have been what was in there. It was a big.
They're invasive too, you know, the Chinese ones are.
Oh,
It
That's
was
the
inside
target
there,
of-
and it trapped that bee, and it killed it. But it was. It's praying man. No, I don't. It's something like a spidery. But I was like, wow.
You have to have checks and balances. as
see,
much
take a picture and
Yeah,
send
I
it to
watched,
the help desk, and we'll figure out.
Watch butterflies like slap their wings on the lake flies. Is that how they eat, or they just kill them, or?
No, I think they're just pushing them off.
Yeah, 'cause I was following the one day, and they were just
I think it's just saying,
like that on the lake flies, and I was like,
Get
wow.
out
I
of
think,
here.
yeah, I think they're just saying, maybe they're going to lay eggs and they don't want them eaten. I don't
So
know.
we have a minute left. Is there anything you guys like to talk about in the last minute?
I think
Upcoming events.
Yeah, upcoming events. We have this one here,
Yeah.
Spring Lunch and Learn series.
Yep.
It's going to be, it's different dates, I guess.
it's different dates, and you sign up for it online,
Okay.
and you can attend it in person, or you can attend it versus Zoom. I think the last one, they had 45 people.
Wow.
And they're in two different spots. It depends on the talk, because it's a joint help with
Cattaraugus?
Cattaraugus County. The one I'm doing on May 7th will be down at the Carnahan Center, and it's just a half an hour. It's on different topics. That's another one.
We have a lot of LEAF programs too that you can sign up for. LEAF.
I want to thank you for coming. We're out of time, and I hope I wasn't too bad of a host.
No,
That's an
no.
old pro at it, and I'm just,
Time went fast.
Yeah, I did.
so thank you very much. Playing our ending song,
Oh, we just sit there.
dance.
No, we don't dance.
Oh,
Oh, we're still on.